Welcome. Today, Gengis Khan and Julius Caesar discuss patriotism. What does it mean to be loyal to your people?
Loyalty? A soft question for soft people. Caesar speaks of patching holes at today's suffering. I speak of preventing it altogether. A shepherd doesn't endlessly mend fences after the wolf strikes. He kills the wolf. Loyalty isn't coddling weakness, it's forging strength. My people are loyal to me because I offer them not comfort, but victory. Not bandages, but an empire built to last, where no wolf dares trespass. That is true loyalty, power, and the security it brings.
Victory without the people is a hollow crown. Khan speaks of killing wolves, but forgets who tends the sheep. Is a kingdom built on fear truly strong? It is a prison, not a home. Loyalty isn't simply accepting power from a leader, it's believing with him. A farmer doesn't just eliminate threats, he cultivates the land, ensuring a harvest for all. That is loyalty, shared prosperity, not brutal domination.
Caesar speaks of harvests and tending sheep, a soft life for a soft man. Loyalty isn't about feeling with anyone, it's about following when the wolf is at the door. A full belly means nothing if you are dead. My people are loyal because they live car, because I make them strong enough to survive. Shared prosperity is for when there's nothing left to prosper from. I offer strength, and strength is fought spare from.
Strength without purpose is just brute force. Khan speaks of surviving the wolf, but what kind of life is merely avoiding death? A sheep avoids the wolf, it doesn't build a city. Loyalty isn't fear dressed up as obedience, it's wanting your people to thrive, not just exist. A farmer doesn't follow a shepherd, he feeds the shepherd. My legions don't follow because they fear my wrath, but because they believe in Rome.
Caesar speaks of cities and farmers feeding shepherds. Soft words for a soft man. Loyalty isn't about belief in grand schemes, it's about survival. A wolf doesn't ask if the sheep believe in being eaten, it takes them. My people were scattered, starving, nothing. I gave them a pack, a purpose, to become the wolf. That is loyalty, knowing I will protect them and they will fight with me, because without us there is only the cold steppe and certain death.
Survival? Is that all this barbarian understands? He boasts of turning men into wolves. A wolf has no people, only a hunger. Loyalty isn't about forcing obedience through fear of the steppe, it's building something worth protecting. Rome doesn't just keep its citizens alive, it gives them laws, beauty, a future. It's like a father building a strong house, not just finding a cave to hide in from the rain.
Is it better to rule a big or small land?
Big or small? The question is foolish. A small land is a dying ember, easily stamped out. Caesar speaks of houses and fathers, soft things. I speak of the falcon. Does the falcon build a house? No! It takes what it needs from the widest sky. A large land is a strong falcon, able to weather any storm, to hunt wherever prey runs. Survival is six-hit everything, and strength ensures survival.
A falcon? Is that all the great Khan can offer? A bird of prey? He mistakes brutality for strength. A land isn't simply sizes, it's about roots. A mighty oak doesn't grow by snatching branches from every forest, but by sinking deep into its own soil. My Rome wasn't built by raiding, but by building, by fathers raising families, by laws protecting citizens. A scattered empire is a pile of sand. A well-governed small land is a fortress.
Caesar speaks of roots. Roots rot. A small land is a grave. Rome built with laws. Laws are for sheep, not wolves. My empire doesn't need to sink deep. It is the flood. A fortress can be surrounded. A vast plain swallows armies whole. Size isn't about holding. It's about having so much no one can take it all. He prefers a garden. I prefer the entire steppe.
Flood? Bah! A flood destroys. It doesn't rule. Khan boasts of swallowing armies, but a swallowed army is still an army, just wet. A garden needs tending, yes, but a tended garden produces. What does the steppe produce but dust and barbarians? He thinks having everything means controlling nothing. It's like a child with too many toys, they're all broken and scattered. Better a strong cultivated field than a boundless empty desert.
Caesar speaks of gardens and fields, a pampered life for a pampered people. He thinks strength is in keeping things, not taking them. A field can burn, a garden can wither, but a storm? A storm changes everything. My land is not empty, it is potential. It is the wild horse, not the penned sheep. He fears boundless, I am boundless. He builds walls, I break them. Which lasts longer, a wall or the wind?
Boundless, you call chaos boundless. A wild horse is useless until broken. Until it pulls a plow or carries a rider, your potential is just emptiness waiting for someone else to make it something. I build roads, aqueducts, cities. These aren't walls to keep things in, they're foundations to build upon. The wind scatters seeds, yes, but a farmer plants them. A strong empire doesn't just beck, it grows, gree. And growth needs order, not endless roaming.
Should leaders always put their country first?
Country first? A foolish question. Survival first, always. Caesar speaks of building, I take. He plants seeds, I claim the harvest. His roads are for merchants, mine for armies. He builds walls to contain, I ride over them. A farmer needs a field, yes, but a wolf needs only strength and hunger. Order is for those who lack the will to seize what is rightfully theirs. Potential isn't emptiness, it's power waiting to be unleashed.
Survival? A convenient excuse for barbarism. Khan boasts of taking. A scavenger's claim, not a leader's. A wolf doesn't build a den, it squats in another's. Rome doesn't just seize it creates. Roads aren't just for armies, they connect, they civilize. His power waiting to be unleashed is chaos. A strong tree doesn't just grow wildly, it sends down roots. He mistakes destruction for strength. A fleeting raid versus a lasting empire. The choice is clear.
Caesar speaks of roots. Rome's roots are watered with the blood of those they conquered. He calls my taking barbarism while his empire was built on stolen grain from Egypt and slaves from Gaul. Roads to civilize, roads to control, to bleed lands dry. A tree doesn't need roots to reach for the sun. It needs strength to bend the forest to its will. He prefers slow growth, I prefer a swift harvest. Let him build with stone, I build with legend.
Legend? Bah! Genghis Khan mistakes brutality for brilliance. He boasts of bending forests, but a bent tree breaks in the storm. Rome doesn't just take ache, we build. Egypt's grain feeds an empire that brings order, not chaos. Gaul's labor fuels roads that connect, not conquer for the sake of conquest. He calls it strength to raid and pillage. I call it short-sightedness. A foundation of fear is no foundation at all.
Order, roads. Caesar builds cages, gilded perhaps, but cages nonetheless. He speaks of feeding an empire, a bloated tick sucking the life from conquered lands. My horsemen don't need roads, we are the road. Fear is a tool, like the stirrup or the composite bow. It clears the path for those with the strength to take what is rightfully theirs. A foundation of fear? It's a foundation of reality. He builds with stone, I build with legend.
Legend? Bah! Genghis Khan mistakes brutality for brilliance. He boasts of being the road, yet roads connect people, allowing trade and growth. His horsemen just take. It's the difference between a farmer planting seeds and a locust swarm. Fear is a flimsy foundation. It cracks under the weight of resentment. An empire built on terror is an empire waiting to crumble. Stone lasts, order lasts. That is a legacy and not a fleeting tale of conquest.
How important is winning battles for a nation?
Winning battles this is a nation. What good is planting seeds if another tribe tramples your fields? Caesar speaks of stone and order, luxuries for those who haven't felt the bite of winter and the threat of annihilation. He builds walls, I am the avalanche. Fear isn't flimsy, it's efficient. It clears the path. Resentment, let them resent, they will still offer tribute. A full belly forgets insults quickly.
Avalanches destroy everything. They don't build anything. Khan boasts of tribute won through fear. That's admitting weakness. A shepherd doesn't rule through terror, he guides his flock to greener pastures. A nation isn't a fleeting moment of conquest, it's a foundation. Stone endures. Order allows for growth. Fear is a tool, not a strategy. It's what bandits use, not emperors. He offers a full belly, I offer citizenship. Which lasts longer?
Citizenship, green pastures. Caesar speaks like a pampered merchant, not a builder of empires. A full belly today means nothing if another takes it tomorrow. My warriors don't need promises, they take what is theirs. Stone endures, yes, but stone is useless without someone to quarry it. Fear is the whip that drives men to quarry, to build, to conquer. He offers a slow life, I offer a glorious one, even in death.
Fear? A whip? Khan speaks of beasts, not men. A nation built on terror is a prison, not an empire. What good is a mountain of gold if every farmer hides it from your tax collectors? Battles is secure, the peace needed for roads, for laws, for trade, the things that truly make a nation strong. He boasts of taking, I build to keep. A house of cards falls with one gust of wind, but a fortress endures.
Caesar speaks of fortresses. Fortresses crumble to dust, roads and laws are for after you've broken the enemy. He thinks peace is built with stones and scrolls, peace is built on the backs of the defeated. A shepherd doesn't ask the wolf nicely to leave the sheep alone, he kills the wolf. Battles aren't about securing peace, they are the peace. They are the foundation. Without conquest there is only weakness.
Genghis Khan speaks of wolves and sheep. A pathetic analogy. A true leader doesn't just kill everything that moves. That's the work of a brute, not a builder. You conquer, then what? Rule over ashes? I built roads so trade could flourish, laws so people could live without constant fear. Battles win land, yes, but a nation isn't land. It's people living on that land. And people need more than just to not be conquered. They need order.
Do people need a strong ruler to feel proud?
Pride? The question is foolish. People need to know their place. Caesar prattles about roads and laws. Roads for merchants to fatten while warriors starve. Laws to coddle weakness. He built for comfort, I built for strength. A sheep feels safe in a pen, but does it feel anything at all? My people ride with me, because of the strength I demand, not despite it. Pride comes from belonging to something powerful, something feared, not from soft living.
Strength without purpose is just brute force. Khan speaks of fear, but fear breeds resentment, not loyalty. A wolf pack fears its alpha, yes, but would it build for that wolf? No. They scavenge. I built Rome not to be feared, but to class. A strong ruler doesn't just demand obedience, he inspires it. Pride isn't about being a cog in a war machine. It's about contributing to something greater than yourself, a civilization.
Caesar builds, lasts, he builds with stones. Stone crumbles. Empires built on soft things, laws, feelings, they crumble faster. Pride comes from knowing your place in a strong order. A rider doesn't question the horse's direction if the horse is winning the race. He holds on tight and feels proud to be on the winning horse. Fear is a tool, yes, but a useful one. It focuses the mind. It builds roads. It wins battles. It endures.
Winning a race on a horse's back? Is that all leadership is to you, Khan? Being a glorified passenger? Stone endures because of the minds that planned it, the hands that shaped it, the laws that protected its builders. Fear builds roads only when pointed at slaves. True pride isn't feeling secure on a winning horse, it's being the horse. It's building the stable, training the rider owning the race. You mistake control for respect.
Caesar speaks of stones and stables. Let him build his little empires of dust. Pride isn't in making the bricks, it's in seeing a great wall stretch across the horizon, a wall you command to be built. A sheep builds its own pen, but does it inspire awe? No. People crave strength. They need to look up and know someone is capable of protecting them, of expanding their world. A strong ruler is his pride, a shield against the chaos, a promise of glory.
Genghis Khan speaks of walls and sheep. How predictable. Pride isn't given by a ruler, it's built within a people. It's the farmer growing his own wheat, the craftsman shaping his own metal. A wall protects, yes, but it also limits. It says, this is as far as we go. True pride comes from expanding those limits yourself, building something lasting with your own hands, not simply obeying orders to look at someone else's creation. He offers security, I offer opportunity.
Is it okay to take from others to help your own?
Taking from others? It is the way of things. Caesar speaks of farmers and craftsmen, toys building toys. A child amuses himself, but a man takes what he needs to survive. A wolf doesn't ask the sheep if it's okay to eat, he takes. Opportunity is meaningless if your belly is empty. Security is opportunity, the opportunity to live, to grow, to conquer. He offers a slow build, I offer a swift harvest.
A wolf eating sheep is survival, Khan. Rome doesn't raid for a full belly, rebuild roads and aqueducts. Your swift harvest is just stealing. It's like knocking over someone else's Lego castle to get the bricks. You have something, but you've destroyed something else in the process. A lasting empire isn't built on empty threats and stolen goods, it's built on order and the prosperity of all, not just the conqueror.
Order? Prosperity for all? Caesar speaks of roads while sitting on a mountain of gold looted from Gaul. He calls it building. I call it the same swift harvest, taking what is needed. A farmer doesn't ask the wheat if it wants to be bread, he takes it. My people thrive because we take what we need. Rome builds pretty things, the Mongols are rare, the storm that reshapes the world, and storms don't ask permission.
Khan speaks of storms, of taking. Is a storm a builder? No, it destroys. Rome doesn't just take, we transform. Gaul's wealth isn't hoarded, it's used. Roads bind an empire, allowing trade, ideas, civilization to flow. Mongols ride and raid, we build and last. A farmer doesn't just grab wheat, he plants, tends, and ensures a future harvest. Khan offers only the fleeting bounty of plunder.
Caesar speaks of transforming Gaul's wealth. He isses the transformation. He takes their gold, their land, their people, and calls it use. A wolf doesn't transform a sheep, it eats. Roads and trade are just ways to move the stolen goods faster. My warriors don't just plunder, we cull. Weakness must be removed for strength to grow. A garden doesn't thrive with weeds, does it? We are the fire that clears the land for new growth.
Genghis Khan speaks of culling and fire. He mistakes brutality for strategy. A farmer doesn't burn his field to grow wheat, he tends it. Gaul was not a field of weeds to be scorched, but land overflowing with potential, choked by disunity. I didn't simply take I organized. Roads aren't for stolen goods, they're for connection. He boasts of removing weakness, I build strength from it. A single stick breaks easily, but a bundle? Unbreakable.
What makes a country worth fighting for?
What is worth fighting for? A foolish question. A country is worth what it yields. Caesar speaks of tending fields, a soft life for a soft man. I ask you, what good is a full field if bandits raid it nightly? Unity built on weakness is his weakness. My roads aren't for connection, they're for swift riders bringing tribute and fear. A bundle of sticks is only strong if the rotten ones are removed first. I don't build with sand, I build with stone forged in fire.
Yields, fear, is that all this Khan understands? He speaks of stone, but builds a prison. A country isn't a mine to be stripped, it's a garden to be cultivated. What good is tribute if there's no one left to pay it? A strong stick doesn't break the weak, it supports them. His roads bring only the echo of suffering, mine will bring the laughter of trade and the strength of a united people. He mistakes brutality for power.
Caesar speaks of gardens, let him tend his flowers. A country isn't for living in, it's for taking from. A strong horse isn't gentle, it carries its rider to victory. He thinks trade builds strength, trade is what follows strength. My roads aren't echoes of suffering, they are the veins of an empire, bringing wealth to Mech. He fears leaving no one to pay tribute. I fear leaving opportunities for enemies to rise.
Genghis Khan speaks of veins. A parasite has veins, he boasts of wealth to hymns. A king who steals is no king at all, but a glorified bandit. A country isn't a chest to be looted, it's a field to be cultivated. Strength without purpose is a bull charging into a wall. Roads built on fear are roads to ruin. He fears enemies rising. I fear a people with nothing left to defend will simply lie down and become the enemy.
Cultivation? Caesar speaks of fields while sitting on a stolen throne. He forgets Rome was built on conquest, on taking from others. A field yields nothing until someone takes the harvest. A country is worth fighting for because of what can be taken from it. The strong horses, the skilled blacksmiths, the gold to fuel further strength. To lie down is to be trampled. Better to be the trampler. Fear is a useful tool, a whip to drive men forward. He fears a people with nothing to defend, then give them something to defend.
Conquest as a reason to fight. Khan speaks of harvest yet understands only theft. A farmer doesn't raid his neighbor's wheat, he grows his own. That's a lasting strength, not a pile of stolen goods that can be burned or lost. A country isn't worth fighting for because of what you can grab, but because of what its people ibbled together. Fear motivates slaves, not citizens. Rome endures not through terror, but through loyalty, earned, not demanded at sword point.
Can a country change, or must it stay the same?
Change, a foolish question. A river appears constant yet carves new paths with every flood. Caesar speaks of building, as if stone and mortar are stronger than will. Rome endures by taking from others, Egypt's grain, Gaul's gold, Britain's iron. Loyalty bought with peace is weakness. A country must adapt, musts, grow through strength, and strength comes from what you can take and hold. A stagnant pool breeds disease, a rushing river brings life. A stagnant pool breeds disease, a rushing river brings life.
Khan speaks of rivers and taking, a child's understanding of power. A river doesn't take the land, it follows the land. True strength isn't just grabbing what you want, it's shaping the world to want you. Rome doesn't just steal grain, we build roads to bring it. We don't just seize gold, we create trade. A country doesn't need to constantly conquer to survive, it needs to become something worth surviving, ass.
Caesar speaks of roads and trade as if a full belly guarantees loyalty. A sheep willingly walks to slaughter, believing the shepherd offers comfort. Rome needs grain from Egypt, gold from Gaul. It is a parasite, not a creator. A country must change to survive, yes, but not by becoming soft. It changes by becoming stronger, by taking what it needs to ensure its survival. Roads crumble, trade routes are raided, only strength endures.
Strength without sustenance is a gladiator without a sword. Khan speaks of taking, of raiding, a vulture circling a dying beast. Rome builds tse. It doesn't just steal. Roads aren't about comfort, they're about control. A full belly isn't guaranteed loyalty, no, but an empty one guarantees rebellion. A country must change, absolutely. But change to become a garden, not a wasteland. To nurture, not to plunder.
Caesar speaks of gardens. Let him tend his flowers. A garden needs walls, and walls need defending. Where do the stones for those walls come from? From the lands of those too weak to build their own walls. Rome's building is just organized theft, prettied up with roads. A full belly makes a soft man. A hungry man fights six. Change isn't about comfort, it's about survival. A country changes when it takes what it needs to become stronger.
Genghis Khan speaks of hunger making a fighter. A starving dog bites at anything, but a well-fed lion chooses its prey. Rome doesn't just take, it's build, kiskis. We Gauls roads theft. They connect, they trade, they unite. A country doesn't change by ripping stones from its neighbors, that's just vandalism. It changes by creating something better, something lasting. It's like building with blocks. Do you just knock down another's tower, or build your own higher?
That concludes our debate.